Melania is not now, or hasn't recently taken part in her husband's political events. It's not comfortable for her. Where the hell was his family? Notably absent has been Melania Trump. She has not released any public statements about the trial, and she never showed up in court. It's a little sensitive, but I have to ask you about your husband's arrest.
Oh, Stephen, I just hate hearing that word.
Arrest?
No, husband.
I wouldn't be the man I am today without your guidance, kindness, and warmth. Don't blame her for what happened to you.
Is Melania Trump ghosting her own husband? Late night comedian Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel seem to think so, and they're not holding back on the jokes. From First Lady to First Ghost, Melania's vanishing act has everyone talking. But why is she MIA? And what does it mean for Trump's 2024 campaign? Stick around as we unpack this mystery and the savage burns from our favorite late night hosts. Melania Trump's been harder to spot lately than a toupee in a hurricane. Remember when she was everywhere during Trump's presidency? Now, she's pulling a Houdini act that would make even the great magician jealous. Back in the White House days, Melania was front and center, playing the perfect political wife. She'd show up at state dinners, give speeches, and even redesign the Rose Garden, much to the internet's dismay. But these days, she's about as visible as Trump's conscience.
Tiffany Trump all sitting in the front row during closing arguments. And of course, everyone's taking note of who is not there. Ivanka and Melania not showing up for a single day of this trial.
The rumor mill's working overtime, trying to figure out why Melania's gone MIA. Is she busy writing a tell-all book? Practicing her "I don't really care, do you?" jacket poses? Or maybe she's just enjoying a well-deserved break from the circus. Whatever the reason, Melania's been ghosting some pretty big events. She skipped Trump's birthday bash, which is like missing your kid's graduation if your kid was a 77-year-old man baby. She even passed on his indictment party in New York. Talk about a buzzkill.
Where the hell was his family? Notably absent has been Melania Trump. She has not released any public statements about the trial, and she never showed up in court.
Late night hosts are having a field day with Melania's disappearing act. Jimmy Kimmel joked that she might be too busy watching retired dentists play pickleball to attend her husband's events. Maybe she's found a new passion: extreme social distancing. But here's the kicker. Melania's absence isn't just gossip fodder. It's a big deal for Trump's campaign. Political experts say having a supportive spouse by your side is crucial for winning votes. It's like trying to sell a burger without the bun. Sure, you can do it, but it's just not the same.
As you can see, their table was roped off, but it's unclear if that was to keep people away or to prevent her from fleeing.
So what's really going on behind those Mar-a-Lago gates? Is Melania plotting her great escape? Or is she just really into pickleball now? One thing's for sure, her vanishing act is leaving Trump looking lonelier than a MAGA hat at a Democrats convention. But hold on to your hairpieces, folks. This story's got more twists than Trump's explanation of kafef. Just when we thought Melania had ghosted for good, she pulled a move that had everyone talking. But that's a tale for another paragraph. Remember when we said Melania was MIA? Well, she just pulled a move straighter out of a magician's playbook than Trump's hair color. But here's the million-dollar question. Was her Easter surprise a trick or a treat for the Donald? Just when everyone thought Melania had vanished like Trump's tax returns, she made a surprise appearance at Mar-a-Lago on Easter Sunday. There she was, standing next to the Donald, looking about as comfortable as a cat in a bathtub. It was like seeing Bigfoot at a mall opening. Shocking, slightly unbelievable, and leaving everyone with more questions than answers.
If Mrs. Trump wasn't at some event and it was really noted, he would definitely bring it up with her. So I'm sure in this context, it's definitely really bothering him.
But was this reunion as sweet as an Easter egg, or more of a rotten one? Body language experts had a field day analyzing their interaction. They said Melania looked tenser than Trump's Twitter fingers before a ban. Her smile was described as stiffer than Trump's hairspray, which is really saying something. And get this, they were standing further apart than Trump, and the truth usually do. Late night hosts couldn't resist taking a swing at this Easter egg of comedy gold. Jimmy Kimmel quipped, "Look at the way these two lovebirds interact with each other. Their chemistry, it's positively smoldering." Ouch! That burn was hotter than Mar-a-Lago's overpriced tiki torches. So what's Melania's game plan here? Is she playing 4D chess, or just trying to avoid another game of hide and seek with the press?
Being on the jury must have led to hard feelings between you and your husband.
Oh, please, Stephen. I haven't felt anything hard between us for years.
Some experts think this Easter appearance was more calculated than Trump's golf handicap. After all, Easter's all about family togetherness. What better time to pretend everything's hunky-dory in Trump land? But here's the kicker. Despite this public show of unity, insiders say things between Trump and Melania are about as warm as a popsicle in Antarctica. One relationship expert even said the whole thing looked more staged than a high school play. Ouch again. So while Melania may have risen from her social media tomb for Easter, it seems her relationship with Trump is still on ice. But how's the Donald taking all this attention on his marriage? Is he fuming like an overcooked Trump steak, or is he too busy tweeting to notice? Stick around, folks. This story's got more layers than Trump's spray tan. You'd think a guy with skin as orange as Trump's would be thick-skinned, right? Wrong. When it comes to Melania jokes, he's about as fragile as a chocolate Easter bunny in July. But here's the million-dollar question. Could his thin skin end up costing him more than just his pride?
Melania is not now, or hasn't recently taken part in her husband's political events. It's not comfortable for her.
Trump's never been a fan of people poking fun at him. Remember when he wanted to sick the feds on Saturday Night Live for their skits? Talk about a guy who can't take a joke. But when comedians start cracking wise about Melania, that's when Trump really loses his cool.
Even though on the day of the verdict, she was in Manhattan.
So why does joking about his wife get Trump's comb-over in a twist? Well, according to some smarty-pants psychologists, jokes about family can trigger our caveman instincts to protect our tribe. It's like Trump's brain goes into full MAGA mode. Must defend trophy wife. Take Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel's recent jabs at Melania. Trump didn't just get mad, he went full grumpy Trumpy. He was probably angrier than when someone tells him his hands look small. But here's the kicker. Every time Trump throws a tantrum over a joke, he just proves how thin-skinned he really is. Now, most politicians have figured out that laughing at yourself is a good way to seem human. It's like political PR 101. But Trump, he'd rather eat a salad than crack a joke at his own expense. It's like he missed the memo that being able to laugh at yourself is actually pretty cool. But here's where it gets interesting for the 2024 campaign. Trump's reactions to these jokes aren't just embarrassing, they could actually push voters away. People like a leader who can take a joke, not someone who cries fake news every time a comedian opens their mouth.
It's a little sensitive, but I have to ask you about your husband's arrest.
Oh, Stephen, I just hate hearing that word.
Arrest?
No, husband. Oh.
Weirdly enough, Trump's been quieter than usual about the recent Melania jokes. Maybe he's finally learning to keep his Twitter finger in check. Or maybe he's just too busy practicing his courtroom pout for his next indictment. So what does all this mean for the future? Will Trump learn to laugh it off, or will he keep throwing tantrums like a toddler who's been told it's bedtime? One thing's for sure, comedians aren't about to ease up on the Trump family anytime soon. In fact, they're probably sharpening their joke pencils as we speak.
I wouldn't be the man I am today without your guidance, kindness, and warmth. Don't blame her for what happened to you.
Remember when politics was boring? Well, buckle up Buttercup, because 2024 is shaping up to be the comedy Hunger Games. As Trump steps back into the ring, comedians are ready to roast him like a jumbo Mar-a-Lago hot dog. But could their zingers about Melania actually backfire? With Trump's thin skin and Twitter trigger finger, 2024 might be a roller coaster of tantrums and tirades. Imagine the scene. Trump scrolling through his phone at 3 a.m., sees a Melania joke, and boom, his thumbs start flying faster than his toupee in a windstorm. Will he ever learn to laugh it off? Fat chance. It's more likely we'll see Melania willingly hold his hand in public. Speaking of Melania, what if she decides to spice things up? Picture this. Trump's at a rally, spouting his usual nonsense, when suddenly Melania shows up wearing an "I'm with stupid" t-shirt. The internet would explode faster than Trump's blood pressure at a salad bar. Late night hosts are already warming up their Trump impression muscles. Jimmy Kimmel's been sharpening his wit, saying, "We've been through this once before." Maybe we will look back and realize that in the long run, this is what we needed to wake us up.
Country for tomorrow.
Yes. Disappearance. It was as if they caught her in a glue trap at Saks Fifth Avenue and dragged her there.
Sounds like Kimmel's ready to turn Trump jokes into a public service. But it's not all fun and games. Stephen Colbert pointed out the challenge of finding humor in Trump's potential re-election, admitting it's really hard to see a bright side here. Looks like comedians are gearing up for some serious political satire with a side of existential dread. As for Melania, her public role has changed more dramatically than Trump's hair in a rainstorm. She's gone from reluctant first lady to professional ghost, popping up less often than Trump's tax returns. But who knows, maybe she's planning a comeback bigger than Trump's ego, a tell-all book, a reality show called Escape from Mar-a-Lago. The possibilities are as endless as Trump's legal troubles. But folks, there's more to this story than just laughs. While we're all chuckling at the latest Trump family drama, something bigger is happening. These jokes aren't just funny, they're keeping our democracy on its toes. So keep laughing, but remember to keep your eyes open too. After all, in the world of Trump, reality is often stranger than comedy. So folks, we've laughed our way through Trump's marital drama, but here's the kicker. These jokes aren't just for giggles. They're like a political watchdog with a killer sense of humor. Every time a comedian roasts Trump or pokes fun at Melania's vanishing act, they're keeping our democracy on its toes.
Reports say that Melania has been so reluctant to re-enter public life that the former president had to beg her to be seen in public with him.
But here's a thought to chew on. Are we using humor to cope with the crazy world of politics? Or are we turning the whole shebang into one big joke? It's like we're walking a tightrope between staying informed and turning everything into a meme. So keep laughing at those Trump jokes, but don't forget to peek behind the curtain once in a while. After all, in this political circus, the clowns might be running the show. Stay sharp, stay informed, and remember, sometimes the best way to deal with a joke is to vote it out of office.